movie notes on Slumdog Millionaire 2008 film, 11 April 2024 viewing. Today is Thursday, 11 April 2024, and I finished viewing Slumdog Millionaire. This is a copy in my DVD collection that I bought. This is the case, just the disc. Should like rotate it so it's up. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, She, Her, Hers of Seattle. And this is a movie notes video for this movie, Slumdog Millionaire. So, for my description, this is what I came up with for this viewing. I guess technically the description and what my notes are can change per viewing. Is this is a fiction film about a man trying to recapture his soulmate via a question and answer format game show with fixed host. I thought those were important elements. So essentially the movie, if you haven't seen it, there's this guy and he and his brother and his mother live together, and they're all Muslims, and they live in India in one of non-gated community. I didn't put it that way. And there's these raids that happen where they live, and then people come in who are not Muslim and kill a bunch of the Muslims. They come in raid to kill the Muslims, and they kill the mother of the two brothers. And there's the older brother Salim and younger brother Jamal. And so they run and escape, and another person escapes, a girl named Latika, and she seeks asylum with them. And it kind of documents the journey of Jamal falling in love with Latika, Latika getting taken away from them, then them refinding the brothers, Jamal and Salim, refinding Latika again later, only to have the older brother, if one didn't know, it's a rape scene, but they don't actually go into graphic detail, but that's like, the brother takes the girl without the girl, and the guy, like Jamal's, you know, like, kind of thing, but she tries to be like, it's gonna be okay, Jamal, you know, kind of thing. And then, so eventually, right, he ends up getting onto this game show. It's a question and answer format, and the host is consistent. It's the same person, and that matters because it kind of helps figure out how to get onto the show. And the formatting of the show is, it goes through each of the questions when he's on this game show, trying to reach his soulmate via the game show, but it fills in his and her story with each of the questions. So it kind of reveals where he got the questions from, or how he came up with the answer, even if it's just using lifelines and stuff like that. And this is actually, from what I recall, I did not look it up, but this was like a while ago, like when it came out, and then later. It's based on, there's a book, it's based on a book, if I'm recalling correctly. Was it Q&A was the original name for the book, and I don't remember if they kept that name or changed the name, like as in question and answer. But the movie at least is named Slumdog Millionaire. So at some point in time, I think multiple point in times I came across that. But it uses the phrase, "it is written." And I came back to watch this today after reading The Alchemist, which uses maktub, which is Arabic for "it is written," and a very key element of the Islam religion. And I was like, if I'm recalling correctly, they're Muslims. And there's a scene in this movie where there's literally, as the Muslim community is being raided, on the screen, because they're yelling not in English, they put up the English caption, "They're Muslim, get them." Right. So it is explicitly like communicated via the movie that they are Muslims. And then there's another praying scene later in the movie with Salim, the older brother, when he's on his mat and has headwear, you know, kind of thing, and praying. So it's brought up once in the trauma of the mother was killed because of her religion. She was a Muslim. And then they bring up the praying later. So yes, and it was not spoken in English, so if one's like, not really, like, they're like, well, there's too much, you know, words on the screen, I'm just gonna ignore them, then somebody might miss entirely the religion, right? They're like, I just thought they were Hindu, right, kind of, because it's India. So this is set in India, but no, they were Muslims in India. And another reason a person might confuse it is the question being answered was a question about God Rama. So I don't know religion. I don't know what religion that belongs to, but some people may stereotype and say Hindus. So I was like, well, maybe if they don't. Okay, so that was a quest, right? The quest lingering from the alchemist was, I think they were Muslims, and yes, they were, and that's why their mama died the way she did. It's fiction film. Okay, technology update. And then who is my Slumdog Millionaire? Okay, so technology update. My phone plug-in is still having problems with charging in headphones. Headphones are still kaputs. Charging, it has rehabilitated a little bit. I have to have the cord ever so slightly, like in the exact position, or it doesn't charge. So what I did last night was I left it on my desk charging, and I put this towel over it to keep it warm during the night in case it got too cold. And then the screen has been having problems, and there was a random power outage today where like it just like went, and I think that is because I've been using it a whole lot less, trying not to drain my battery because it is now, and not using it for my workouts, because my headphones don't work. So I'm just like, oh, I'm just not going to use music in my workouts anymore. And so, you know, I haven't been listening to music when it's charged in. So I've been using my phone, you know, like 4 or 5 hours less. And I'm like, I've noticed that before. If I drastically cut my usage on my phone, it kind of has like some wonky technology issues. It's like, what the heck is going on? You know, the physical system is like not vibrating as much. And so then there's like really like little weird stuff that happens. So that's my guess. I don't think people are stress testing my device from afar, or if they are, it's not responsible for everything going on. And then my laptop, so the laptop with touch bar, this one also has charging problems, and the keys, some of my keys don't actually, I have to like press it down a few times for the keys to work. So my technology is old. Right? My computer is like, this one is like 7 years old, and my phone is like 5 years old. I do not have the means currently to get new stuff, but yeah, people wanted to update, that's the update. And then up last, who's my Slumdog Millionaire? Well, Slumdog, India was at one point part of the British Empire. And, you know, when watching the end credits, there's a Tanvi with the first name and then a Leonard later, but they're not too far apart in the end credits. So did somebody make this Tanvi Leonard, kind of like Tanis Leonhardi, I'm speaking to you? Was there somebody influential in this movie? Who was the Slumdog? So if it's who I think it is, Slumdog corresponds to a first name and Millionaire corresponds to a surname. And so Slumdog would correspond to British Empire, really common. The worth of the name might be evaluated as a slumdog because it's so common, which would be Adam. And then Millionaire, he's like, for the apple of my eye, who someday will grow into loving those rocks that dad of her friend talked about growing up, but at the current time just thinks they're so boring. You know, peat moss when buried can become coal and later diamonds. So in that sense, you'll always be a millionaire if you choose me. So Mr. Adam Peaty, I do choose you. For my friend with benefits and more than friends, should you want me, and I want you. So he's my Slumdog Millionaire, Adam Peaty. Thank you for being my friend. Those are my movie notes on Slumdog Millionaire, 2008 film, 11 April 2024 viewing.